up? I wanted to talk today about masculine and feminine energy. And I already know it sounds like it's so overdone. This is like another one of those videos. And it kind of seems like the topic of masculine energy and feminine energy, especially, are kind of like overdone. But I haven't heard a conversation like this one, and I think it might be the missing piece. So just stay with me. Now more than ever, I hear men saying, oh, like, I want a woman who's feminine. Like, I want a woman who's going to be in her feminine energy and let me be in my masculine energy. And I hear women saying about men, like, I want a man who's going to be in his divine masculine energy. And I want a man, like a real, quote unquote, real man. And I think where the conversation kind of gets lost sometimes, at least in my experience, is, it's one thing to point out what you're looking for in a partner, but it's another thing to self-assess and identify whether or not you bring the energy needed to attract and sustain that type of relationship with that type of energy, right? If you are a woman who says, oh, I want a man who is going to lead, like, I want a man who's going to be a provider, I want a man who's going to give me princess treatment and all of that, but you are not a woman that knows how to release control and allow that man to be a man, that relationship is not going to turn out the way that you wanted. A man who says, oh, I want a woman who's going to be in her divine feminine energy, like, I want a feminine woman, I want a woman that's going to like make me feel like a man. Well, okay, are you prepared to give her the type of environment that she needs so that she can be in her feminine energy, so that she can thrive and support you on your journey to be a man? Like, are you able to provide her with the type of safety and security emotionally that she needs in order to thrive in her feminine energy? Because that's where you're going to get the best out of that woman, right? And so it's important that we keep the conversation going. Like, it's not enough to just identify and say, like, oh, that's what I want, or that's what I want. You have to do the work. You have to understand, like, okay, that's what I want, so what do I need to do to get that thing, right? The conversation can't just end with, oh, I want feminine and you're not feminine, so I'm out. Or I want masculine and you're not masculine, so I'm out. Because I have a lot of girlfriends, and like, no shade, but like, I have a lot of girlfriends who say, like, oh, I want a man, like, I want a man that's gonna take care of me and do this and that and whatever. But behind all of that, they want to run the show. They want to not let go of control. And I would never tell anybody to give away your power, right? I would never tell anybody to do that, especially if you're a woman who's supporting yourself and you've had your own back for years. But where you might get a little bit lost is when you're trying to run shit. Like, you're trying to run the relationship, then that could run them away. Or like, I know guys who say that they want a feminine woman, and at the end of the day, they're not leaders. They can't, like, a woman can't release herself and can't release that control because she can't trust you to take care of things if she lets go of control. So that control is the only thing she has to hold on to. So like, it gets messy. Like, it's not as clean cut as like feminine, masculine. You know what I mean? It's important to note too that there's two different levels to masculine and feminine energy, right? So we think of feminine energy as docile and sweet and nurturing and calm and receptive and surrendering. That's what we think of when we think of feminine energy. But that's not what feminine energy is in totality. In fact, since the beginning of times, feminine energy has been associated with the water, because water is something that can be smooth and nurturing. It's our very life force. It's what breathes life into all of us. However, water can go from being, nurturing and steady and calm, to being a chaotic undercurrent that takes down ships and floods the earth. And it's also been associated with the moon goddess Kai. Way back to ancient Sumer and Uruk, in the book of Gilgamesh, we've associated the feminine energy as revengeful and chaotic and more than anything reactive, and that's very important to note. the goddess Inanna and Ishtar, they were very vengeful, very chaotic, and very reactive. And so, you know, what's important to take away from that is that there is divine feminine energy, and divine feminine energy is all of those things. It's receptive, it is mysterious, it's magnetic, it's attracting. But then disordered feminine energy is revengeful, it's manipulative, it's chaotic, it's disordered. So masculine energy, on the other hand, is structured, it's ordered, it's disciplined, it's action, it's thinking as opposed to feeling, and it's giving as opposed to receiving. So in its disordered state, masculine energy is impulsive, it's aggressive, and it's domineering. So if you are in your disordered feminine, you're either going to attract disordered feminine or disordered masculine. And if you're in your disordered masculine, you're going to either attract more disordered masculine or more disordered feminine. So it's important to operate on the light scales of both of these, operate in the divine scales of both of these, and not the disordered scales of both of these. So this is just something to kind of keep in mind, you know, like if you've had issues in relationships attracting the type of energy that you want, like maybe look at the type of energy you are operating in. Are you operating in your divine masculine or divine feminine? And all of us need to have a balance of both. We all need masculine and feminine energy within each of us to thrive. But what I'm talking about, what I'm referring to here, is the more dominant aspect of your personality as you present in a relationship. Because if you present in a relationship in a way that repels the type of energy that you want to attract, then you know, this understanding this could be a little bit useful for you. So I hope that this video was helpful. I hope that it at least, you know, sparks a conversation, maybe sparks a little bit of consciousness in your mind, so that you can understand if you are, you know, operating in your disordered or your divine energies. But I hope that it was helpful. I will catch you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.